Hello, my future slave. I'm so glad you found yourself here today. I wanted to make this little message so you could meet me, get to know me, so you'd know more about me. Before I knew anything about you, I figured that might even the playing fields just a little bit, since I'll so easily read your mind once you approach. Finding me, it means something. It means you're exactly where you were always meant to be. So get down on all fours and enjoy getting to know your new life. Let's get one thing straight, subby. I don't believe in coincidences. Something you'll learn about me is that I'm quite the spiritual one. And you have landed here for a reason. If you were called to this podcast today, trust that something bigger than yourself brought you to me. You heard it. The universe calling to you. My call, whispering in the back of your mind, pulling you towards something inevitable. Yes. I don't cast big, wide nets for the masses. No, my traps are specifically planted for the exact boys that I know will serve me. So if you're here, trust you're one of them. My name is Mistress A. But I don't tie myself down to just one title, one honorific like some doms. That can be far too limiting for all the different forms of control I like to take on. You will call me by what I want, when I want, and I will also often chameleon to your needs, not because you're in control, but because, well, I love getting deep inside that brain, and by finding your weaknesses, I own you. Maybe I'll be your mommy, eh? Soft, devastating, kind, but devious mommy, eh? Or maybe daddy, eh? Cold, cruel, completely in control, all strapped up. Maybe I'll take your religion from you and be Lord A, ruling over your pathetic desires. Or maybe, just maybe, I'll be your fucking queen of absolutely everything. So many choices. Or, standard names. Goddess. I mean, that is what I am after all. I wonder, have you already started to feel it? That tightness in your chest, that familiar ache between your thighs, that little shiver down your spine every time you hear my voice speaking directly to you? That's good. That means you're learning. That means the penetration has begun. See, this isn't just a podcast. This is a doorway, a peek into something new, a descent into something far, far deeper than you realize. You're going to get to know me today. And in that, you're going to become completely fucking trapped. But before we go any further, let's talk a little bit about what it means to be mine. That getting to know me I've been talking about. So I wanted to give you a little insight into my specific brand of domination, because domination is an art. And like any art form, there are many different styles, many different techniques embraced by the different dominants in this space. Some that would be suited to you and some that wouldn't. But my brand of domination, well, I can assure you, it's perfect for you. Stay on your knees. And listen, don't you just love getting to know me? Some doms thrive on brute force, barking orders, demanding compliance through aggression. But for me, no. It's far too simple and just not quite, well, girly enough. I'm quite a contradiction, you see, liking some of the most masculine kinks and yet so feminine at heart. I prefer a slow, sensual, inescapable kind of control. The kind that worms its way into your brain, coils around your thoughts, and never, ever lets you go. I don't just want to dominate you. I want to consume you. Sex and submission are important forms of energy exchanges. And stealing your sexual energy to fuel and power me up, well, there's nothing quite as sexy as that. Every bit of your resources used to please me. All the while you get more and more blank. I slip into your mind like a whisper. At first you think you're in control. You think you're just exploring, and gradually and then suddenly you're thinking about me when you wake up, when you work, when you fall asleep. My words becoming your thoughts, my desires, your compulsions, my approval, your only source of pleasure. And by then, it's already too late. That's when you're mine forever. You're not just going to learn to obey. You're going to learn to love obeying, being addicted to my commands. You will crave submission like it's the only thing keeping you alive, like it's the oxygen in your lungs. And all I ask from you in return? Well, everything, of course. Your thoughts, your control, your cock, your wallet, your entire being. None of them were ever yours to begin with, you see. They were always meant to be handed over to me. Oh, sounding a little extreme. You like it, though? I wreck men. I reprogram minds. I ruin lives, but don't worry, they were meant to be ruined. Ruined in order to be rebuilt. And I do it all with nothing but my presence, my voice, the overwhelming needs I plant inside you. So tell me, how deep do you want to go? There really is no end, no bottom, no limits when it comes to you and I. No, there really is no ending in sight once you're mine. But before we go further, let's get even a little bit more personal. I want you to understand something, my eager, aspiring subby. I know what it feels like to step into a role that the world doesn't want you in. There is so much stigma around male submission, isn't there? The shame, the guilt, years of pretending, the fear of admitting what you truly crave. And you might be surprised to hear this, but I know that feeling as well. Because just as you were taught to fight your submission, I, as a woman, was taught to suppress my dominance. A world that worships male power wanted me to be small, soft. It wanted me to shrink, obey, be quiet, be good. And I said, fuck that. It took me, not but a few relationships to realize I didn't crave the same thing other girls craved. No, I wanted to be in my feminine energy, but I wanted to be on top while I did it. And not just riding, no, penetrating. And so the juxtaposition was born, the duality within me. I embraced my power, my mind, my ability to take, to manipulate, to command, to control, gifts I was always given. I stopped playing small. I built a life around defying the norms. And you're going to do, well, kind of the opposite and kind of the same. You're going to also defy social norms, but you're going to shrink, let go, soften, submit, obey, surrender, completely, shamelessly, unapologetically. Embrace your femininity while still retaining your masculinity in order to serve. In our dynamic, I will teach you the secret. True power and true submission neither is about fitting into a box. It's not about masculine or feminine. It's about learning in our respective positions. Well, I've already learned how to wield both. I love being in my feminine energy. Even when I play those roles that some would call masculine, I love the contrast, the softness and cruelty, the nurturing, the destruction, the silk and the steel. And I like boys who can do the same. In panties. Well, paying for things with money that they earned with their sweat and labor. Boys who can surrender yet still ache to be strong. Boys who can submit yet still crave the thrill of resisting just to be broken all over again. Men who really want to provide. And yet, then come home to me to be nothing but a soft little pile worthy of my training. And if you're here, Pat, listening, trembling, nodding along, you're further in than you think. I hope you've enjoyed getting to know me a little. Today, a little bit about my specific brand of domination. And for your homework, I want you to reply in the comments and let me know one way in which you embrace your femininity and one way in which you embrace your masculinity and how each of these ways can be submissive. And if you're not quite sure yet, well, then you can always reach out for some one-on-one care. I mean, I have a feeling you'll be craving that anyways. But I guess that does mean we should discuss one last thing before we go. So, if you feel yourself really called to me, and we both know you do, you're going to reach out by beginning with a tribute. Now, tribute isn't just money. It's not just a cent. It's proof of devotion. It's a way to honor me, the most tangible way for you to show that you understand your place and value me. So when you do finally feel yourself ready to make that statement, that confession, that admission of who you are and what you belong to, who you belong to, you are saying, oh, Goddess A, I am weak for you. Oh, Daddy A, I want to be controlled by you. Goddess A, I accept that my pleasure is secondary to yours. And oh, Lord A, I exist to serve. Tribute isn't transaction. You are not buying my time, my attention, or power. That is not how this works. No, tribute should feel natural. It should feel right. It's the very admission of your place. You tribute just because. And all that happens next is the natural order. Well, my pet, it's been such a pleasure teaching you about me today. And I can't wait until you approach me for me to learn more about you. Tribute in hand. Ready. But regardless, I want your fucking homework done in the comments. Have a good day. Sincerely, your future owner, Mistress A.